So, um, 20th Century Studios has announced that, um, James Mangold, who did Ford v Ferrari and Logan for the studio, will be directing a biopic about Buster Keaton. Oh, yeah, this is correct. This comes to us from what'sondisneyplus.com. Alright, so let's see some of it. 20th Century Studios is developing a new film based on the life of Buster Keaton, which is being created by James Mangold, who is also directing the upcoming Indiana Jones film for Disney's Lucasfilm. The film is based on the book Buster Keaton, Cut to the Chase, by Marin Meade. I think that's how you pronounce it. Which tells the story of Buster Keaton, who was a brilliant comedian and filmmaker who conceived, wrote, directed, acted, and even edited most of his 10 feature films and 19 short comedies. Wow, that's really impressive. And it's so not easy, from what I can tell. Which are perhaps the finest silent pictures ever made, with a face of stone and a mint that engineered breathtaking, intricated moments of slapstick. Keaton has become an icon of the American cinema. Marin Meade's, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, definitive biograph explores his often brutal childhood acting experiences, the making of his masterpieces, his shame at his own lack of education, his life-threatening alcoholism, and his turbulent marriages. The book is over 4 years of research and involved more than 200 interviews with notables such as Billy Wilder, Leon... I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Riefenstahl. Yeah, it's an L. Gene Kelly, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Iron Mayer Selznick, as well as members of Keaton's family who had previously refused to discuss him. Buster Keaton, Cut to the Chase, is startling and moving account of the troubled life of a cinematic genius. James Mangold has previously worked with 20th Century Studios on the Johnny Cash biopic Walk the Line, along with Ford v Ferrari and the Marvel X-Men film Logan. He will be directing and producing the film. Deadline is reporting that executives are making this film a top priority and are currently meeting with writers to adapt the book for the big screen. So that's what we know so far on the Buster Keaton biopic. But there's one thing I am curious about. So, back in October, 20th Century Studios also announced this new film called Boston Strangler. Some of you might know this. They're currently filming this one right now, and they're expecting to finish it by March. And now, when they first announced this, they didn't say whether this was going to be for theaters or Hulu. So some people just assumed it was going to be for theaters. But now, it's going to Hulu. And the reason I bring this up is because I really hope the Buster Keaton biopic goes to theaters. Because it's coming from a great director who has made a ton of cinematic films, for the most part. I heard some people had mixed feelings about Night and Day. And I feel like this would be so great for the big screen. And I just really wish Disney or whoever's running Fox should start announcing, like, ahead of time on saying, like, for example, 20th Century Studios is developing a Buster Keaton biopic with James Mangold. It is set to release in theaters, blah, 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 blah. Like, they should just announce that ahead of time instead of just, like, not saying it, and then a couple months later, oh, hey, it's going to go to Hulu. Like, just do it ahead of time if you're going, like, when you're announcing a movie. It's not that hard.